Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
Hey, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. Hey, thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm your host, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. And this is my story. What I talk about the good. I talk about the bad. I talk about the ugly. You know, the objective is why. Why do I have a platform? The difference, my platform is the way to communicate. My platform is the way to get different messages out there to the younger generation, to get them to understand. Guess what, folks? Listen, man, there are no shortcuts in life. I'm gonna repeat that. There's no shortcut in life. And what we have to do is stop taking life for granted, because we are here today, going tomorrow. We are here today, going tomorrow. Hey, folks, listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about something totally different, right? I'm gonna talk about how you meet people. Sometimes when you meet people, guess what? You can start off as being enemy. You can start off by being on the opposite side of the field. And that's it. Here it is today. Who I'm gonna talk about? I'm gonna talk about this guy, Joseph Ponzi. Joseph Ponzi, man. The first time I ever met Joseph Ponzi is when he got up on the stand and he testified against me in a murder trial. He testified against me in a murder trial. So to me, automatically, somebody that trying to put you in jail for the rest of your life, you know what? I don't have no love for this individual. You are my enemy. Anybody that's going against me are my enemy. Despite only thing that man was doing his job. Only thing he was doing what he was paid to do. He was the good guy. I was the bad guy. So here it is. Only thing he did was get up on a stand and testify to what he know. But yet and still, I look at him as an enemy, man. And you know what? It's funny how life would throw you a curveball. That's what wound up happening, man. As time went on, despite Joe Ponzi testify against me in a trial back in June of 1987, and I beat that case, you know what? I went my way, he went his way. He continued to go after the bad guy, the crook, the criminals. You know what? Like I told you right now, is here it is. How he made his bone right now is he made his bones up being part of the federal investigation that brought Delroy Uzi Edwards down. Anybody that don't know anything about Delroy Uzi Edwards, guess what? Google him. Google the name Delroy Uzi Edwards. Ponzi was a part of, you know what I'm saying, right now in that case of breaking it open from a state perspective and a federal perspective. So another person he brought down the notorious Baby Sam crew. So he was part of that. They developed and came up with a state first racketeering case against Baby Sam and his organization. And you know what? He brought down these two mob cops. These two decorated mob cops. They was on the force for years. And they was taking hit for the mob. Gas pipe. Anthony Queso was the first one when he made a deal to bring that up. But nobody wanted to hear that. Nobody wanted to hear how these two cops been on the force for years. They was decorated. But yet and still, while they was on the New York City payroll as detectives, they was taking hit and killing people for the mob. He helped break open that case wide open or whatever. Because once again, Ponzi had a smooth style, man. He had a smooth energy. And the difference was right now, when he sat down with this gentleman, Bert Kaplan, and right now he went to Bert, old timer, doing his time. Right now, was he didn't care about anything. He was just doing his time. And we went to Bert, and he said, listen, man, he brought up this guy's name. And when he brought up the guy's name, he said, look, man, Bert started crying because this kid was an innocent kid that these cops murdered because he had the same name, first and last name of a target individual they was looking for. He had the same identical name. So these guys, you know what I'm saying, detectives, they went up and they snatched him up and they killed him. So right now, when Ponzi sat and went and visited Bert while he was doing his fed time, and right now was when Ponzi mentioned that name, the guy broke down and cried and basically came clean and gave up the information that was needed to bring these two decorated cops that was already, they were already retired. New York City was paying them pension. They was already retired. And they both was living in what? Las Vegas. They did everything together. But because of Ponzi, guess what? Doing his job, being like the Pope of Brooklyn, being like right now was, here it is right now was, hey, Father, I have sinned. And, a lot of stuff go deep in the original surface, man. Because even as time went on, man, during that period, it was a couple of homicides that took place that I got indicted for. One homicide, I was in Bessemer, Alabama, and I got indicted for it. They charged me, despite I was not there. This guy, Joe Ponzi, being the guy with principle, morals, values, what he did was he didn't do that. He got down to the bottom of it, despite I was indicted with this guy, T Black, Tyrone Hunter from East New York. I never met T Black, I know the name, but right now I was indicted. Me and Tyrone Hunter killed this guy January 1988. I'm in Bessemer, Alabama when that murder actually happened. But yet and still, some way, Brooklyn, they indicted me for his murder and charged me for his murder. You know what? But Ponzi, basically as time went on, got down to the bottom of it, and that was dropped. Another time, it was a situation with two people, a man and a woman, got shot and was murdered in a beauty salon. Guess what happened? Here it is, a pregnant woman. A pregnant woman came along with a UPS guy, looking through the mug shot. And all of a sudden right now, she picked me up, Brian Glaze Gibbs, as the trigger man. Picked me out of lineup. You know what I'm saying? In the book, she picked me through all the pictures. And once again, guess what? He saved me from that. Folks, listen, man. When I made a deal with the United States government and Brooklyn, Queens was so irritated about that. They hated that when I made a deal. Because basically what they was going around saying that at one point in time, that I, Brian Glaze Gibbs, from the time I got acquitted in June of 1987 until the time I got picked up November 10th of 1988, that I averaged one murder a week. So they believed that. They was like, you know what, this guy, he's a killer, he this, he that. But right now is, once I sat down and made a deal and came clean, there's a lot of stuff that right now had to go away. There's a lot of stuff people do not understand how, when people, perception is everything, folks. When people got you labeled in their mind and their heart and their spirit that you a monster, it doesn't matter. That's what they look at you. As a monster. And what I'm trying to say right now was, here it is, he got to know me, I got to know him. That man gave me credit for things that I had nothing to do with, because he was trying to help me. Why? Because he should come to me with a different situation. Oh, well, this guy came along and basically say that this happened, this took place, about different cases and different situations. I said, nah, man, that didn't happen like that. He said, how you gonna tell me what happened? I said, listen, bro, you gotta sit back and think about it. Look at these individuals, who you talking about. These guys was workers. These guys was on a low level. You know what? Like right now, for example, he talking about this guy, Pies, Michael Smith. Okay, cool, that was down with D Nice. He talking about him. St. Pies told him that Jughead bragged to him about killing a parole officer. I said, that didn't happen, man. He said, right now, he's saying, Jug, why would Jug, a boss, brag to an ex-crackhead? The guy was on crack. The guy was a dope fiend, getting high. So you mean to tell me, and plus, only thing they had in common was this girl named Tanya. So you mean to tell me that, you know what I'm saying, Jughead, you know what I'm saying, right now is probably leaving the house and he came or they ran into each other. Oh, by the way, we killed the parole officer. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. So you know what, like I said right now, he was disappointed, but guess what? He knew I was telling the truth. These guys, like I said right now, a lot of times people don't understand, man. Everything go deep in the original surface. And I'm not here to blow anybody up, but the difference is right now, guess what, man? A lot of folks that came through Brooklyn, made deals that nobody know nothing about. And you know what? They confessed to Ponzi. Like I say, he was the Pope of Brooklyn. They gave him everything. And you know what? If he could help them get out of their sentence, he helped them. But some of them he couldn't help. But still they gave up the information or whatever. Even right now, like I told you, my man Drac. Shout out to Drac. Drac went away and did over 25, 26, 27, 30, almost 28 years for murder he did not do. A murder he didn't do. And you know what? When I made a deal, I knew Drac didn't commit that crime. I knew that. And when I made that, I told him, I said, look, man, that guy's innocent. You know what? Most police officer would say later for that. They didn't care nothing about that. But what Ponzi did, Ponzi walked that information with Leslie Caldwell to the Manhattan District Attorney office. He walked that information to him. And basically right now is they started their own little investigation. Manhattan did, but they back away from it. So why in the heck, like I say, he could have sit back and think about, look, man, I don't care. But he wasn't about that. He was about right was right, wrong was wrong. Sometimes we want to judge these policemen and thinking that all of them is bad. Bro, listen, man, everybody, I don't give a damn what profession you're in. You got the good, you got the bad, you got the ugly. The difference is right now, we can't just put everyone in the same category because once again, you got people believing in what they do. You got people that have integrity beyond reproach. And that was Ponzi, man. Because once again, like I told you, he said, look, man, he took the information and he gave it to the proper authority. Guess what? They neglected to do anything. They neglected, to help that man get out of jail. They swept that information under the rug because they didn't care, man. Hey, folks, listen, man. Shout out to Joe Ponzi. May his soul rest in peace and his spirit be lifted. Shout out to Tommy. I met Tommy through Joe, man. And like I said right now, man, people, I don't care what anybody say. Ponzi saved my life, man. Regardless, Ponzi saved my life. I love the guy, man. Shout out to his family. My deepest condolences, man. And folks, listen, man, get away from that nonsense, man. Life is too short. Life is too precious. Life is what we make it, man. Hey, listen, hit that like button, subscribe, share. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. Also, I always got to promote it, Panoxol. Right now, if you know anybody suffering from high sugar, folks, when I say high sugar is diabetes. How many people you know out there suffering from diabetes, going blind? I'm saying overweight. I'm talking about, come on, folks, listen. Anybody that you know suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high weight, get your Panoxol, man. Get your Panoxol. Right now, you'll thank me later, okay? When that Panoxol add 5, 10, 15, 20 years to your life, or to your husband's life, or to your wife's life, or to your grandparent life, guess what? You will thank me later. Get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of crack money, murder, redemption. If I, the one that called Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. Hey, listen, folks, Bully Buster, 702.org. Shout out to Keep. Shout out to ICU Studio, man. Hey, folks, listen, man. Ponzi, rest in peace. May your spirit be lifted. I love you, brother. Like I say, man, here. One love. Thank you.
Just got my copy of Beyond Lucky by Brian Glaze Gibbs. Thank you so much for sending me my personalized autographed copy. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for a long time, so I'm really excited to get to know some of your stories and what made you you and how this redemption came about. I know you're a changed man, and I'm looking forward to seeing the whole process of how it happened. Thanks.
Big day, big day. Went ahead and got my book, Beyond Lucky, BGG, Brian Glaze Gibbs. Signed autograph copy, means a lot to me. From my brother, day one support. Love and prosperity. Right back to you, my boy. My G, my big homie, my brother. Let's get it. Made Media Mafia Magazine exclusive. Mafia Apparel. Making a future in art. Making a difference every day. Still here. Let's get it. Free Meech. Rest in peace, baby blue.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian Gibbs. I love this book so much. I mean, I was a fan of your YouTube channel, but now I'm like a real up close and personal fan. I really love what you have going on here. And not only that, but I too was once lost and now I'm found. So thank you, Brian, for this autographed copy. I appreciate you.
endurance, stamina, and action.
Have you checked your tire pressure today?
I don't have a flat.
Have you checked your blood pressure today?
No, I don't feel sick.